Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sound Blaster 1987 here with another Shadowvember 2024 video game review. Today I'll be looking back at the first ever appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Adventure 2. This is the sequel to Sonic Adventure from the late 1990s and early 2000s. And not only is this the first appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog, but also three other main characters of the franchise. Professor Gerald Robotnik, the grandfather of Dr. Eggman and creator of Shadow, his granddaughter and Eggman's cousin Maria, who was Shadow's best friend of the human species, and the only human he ever trusted apart from Gerald at one point or another, and Rouge the Bat, who was of course a treasure hunting rival to Knuckles the Echidna, frequently attempting to steal the Master Emerald, which I'll come back to later. So, there's two split storylines to Sonic Adventure 2, and this game is available for multiple consoles, released it was in 2001 anyway. I've got a PC version via Steam, which I've not played for a couple of years, but I have at least got a certain length into the storyline. Sonic Adventure 2 was also adapted into the, Project Shadow story arc of episodes 33 to 38 of the Sonic X anime series in 2003, which I've already covered on this channel earlier this month, and I'll leave a link in the description down below for those who want to check that video out as well. So, like I say, this is a split storyline type of game with Team Sonic storyline consisting of levels where you play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles and Amy, and Team Dark levels where you play as Shadow, Rouge and Eggman. Tails and Eggman both use their weaponized sort of mech walker type things instead of just walking around on their own for most of the game. And in between the levels there's also the Chow Garden that you can explore, and certain collectibles you acquire within the levels can give you potential bonuses for the Chow Garden, such as the Chaos Drive energy vial things that can supercharge your Chow's abilities and whatnot. And so the main basic story of Sonic Adventure 2 is that Team Sonic are helping to clear up Station Square after the events of the first Sonic Adventure, when Dr. Eggman finds the secret diary of his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, in the government military faction Guardian Units of a Nation, or GUN for short, in their computer banks. And he ends up discovering Shadow the Hedgehog as a secret science experiment of Gerald gone wrong kind of thing. And so Eggman breaks into Prison Island to retrieve this Project Shadow from a suspended animation stasis pod type of thing. Meanwhile, Rouge the Bat is trying to steal the Master Emerald again, but Knuckles has shattered it with the spikes in his gloves to prevent it from being stolen. This leads to a treasure hunting type mechanic in the Knuckles and Rouge levels of the game, where both Knuckles and Rouge have to, basically, depending on which side of the story you're playing at the time, they both have to run around trying to find the fragments of the Master Emerald within a certain time limit. Then later on there's a similar level on the Team Dark side of things, where Rouge has to collect 3 Chaos Emeralds from within Prison Island's vault, again within a certain time limit. This is the part where I stumble because of my knackered reflexes, meaning I can't control the keyboard as easily as I used to years ago, so I can never quite maneuver around the area in situations like this. Which is another reason why I've not been able to complete Shadow the Hedgehog for PS2 either. But yes, there's multiple other things that line up with the way the Sonic X anime series adapted the storyline. Like for example, there's a level that's all loop-de-loops and roller coaster type things where you have to have Sonic escaping from a destroyed prison island before it explodes. Because Dr. Eggman and Shadow the Hedgehog have planted explosives all around the island. Then of course there's the occasional boss fight against giant GUN mech robots and such like, where you have to use precision homing attacks and such like to hit the weak points of a robot to knock it over. And then of course, as you'd expect, the Bio-Lizard, that giant monster reptile thing from a Space Colony arc, is the final boss, where Super Sonic and Super Shadow have to team up together to take it down. And of course, Shadow the Hedgehog will take off his inhibitor rings in order to burn off excess chaos energy in his super form. And like I was saying, the more you collect throughout this storyline, the more bonus items you'll have available for the Chow Garden. And the more rings you collect, the more currency you have to purchase things from the shop inside the Chow Garden system as well. And like I say, you can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Dr. Eggman, Rouge the Bat, Shadow the Hedgehog, and there may be a couple other bonus characters that I've forgotten about because it's been a while. And another YouTube channel I watched a few years ago, Tails and Sonic Pals, once showed off a Rouge the Bat outfit mod for Sonic Adventure 2, where you can have pretty much every character in Sonic Adventure 2 modified to wear Rouge the Bat's outfit for some reason. I'll not go into details, but basically it's just one of those hilarious custom modifications that you can do to make the game a bit more amusing. And one of the main things with Sonic Adventure 2 is there's a little robot Chow creature called Omo Chow that gives you hints and advice whenever you run past or run over it. Much like the C-3PO repaint, the hint droid from the LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga game. Omo Chow can be a little bit annoying, and in some games it's even possible to attack it when it gives you unsolicited advice once too often, but obviously, being a helpful character, you're not really supposed to do that. So, with that said, that concludes my review of Sonic Adventure 2. Definitely underestimated and undervalued game nowadays compared to the likes of Sonic X Shadow Generations. But those who can track it down, it was only about a $5 on Steam when I got it, so I do recommend trying it out when you get the chance, especially the Team Dark levels, because like I say, it's the first time you can ever play as Shadow the Hedgehog in a video game, because, he was created for this game and all that. So, with that said, I've been Soundblaster1987, thanks again for watching. My next video game review in December will be the Ninja Turtles 2007 movie tie-in game. But until then, my final video for Shadowember will be a look back at the history of the Team Dark group of former villains turned anti-heroes from the Sonic franchise. Till then, till all are one. Chaos Control!